What's up, everybody? It's your boy Retro Nostalgic Nerd. As you can see, I had some sun in me, but I'm ready to have some fun and go some toy hunting. Are you ready? It's gonna be a good one. Got the toy hunt going on. Found a place called Toy and Comic Heaven. Let's see what we got in here. All right. Let's see what we got. We got this guy named Chase. What's going on?
Mace.
Mace. Fuck it. Chase, Mace. And James, Gallo, owner. So what's going on, man? What do you got in the store? We got
I got a lot of things in the shop. I got a little bit of everything. I do vintage video games, all 80s action figures and toy lines, comic books, Star Wars, you name it, just about everything else in between, Lego stuff,
all right.
Action figures.
So how long you been into collecting this shit?
I've been doing this stuff my whole life, basically.
Your whole life? Okay, we don't have to put an age on that. We'll just say your whole life. There you go.
I started dealing when I was about 16, setting up at shows.
Very cool.
With comic books and Power Force Star Wars stuff. So it's just basically been an ongoing thing that's been with me forever.
Awesome. Now what do you got here? What are your prize babies?
I got a couple of good Star Wars items. This is the early bird store display, which was the very first item that Kenner produced, was the envelope right here. And they didn't have the figures ready for the Christmas of '77, so they made this envelope, which was basically a cardboard display stand.
Oh wow.
And then you could send away for the first 4 figures that they produced.
That's badass.
It came the following year.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it?
Store display for that.
It cost you something extra.
And this is one of my favorite pieces. This is a plush Java, which was only available in Canada, and is really rare and has a nice squeaker in the hand.
Nice. What do you got over here?
So for comics, we got Journey into Mystery '83, which is the first appearance of Thor. So
oh wow.
Kind of beat up, but
what's that go for?
A couple of $1,000.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Damn.
So Marvel Silver Age key books are crazy hot these days with all the movies. They just keep going up.
It's amazing.
So
can I hold it?
Huh?
Can I hold it? Yeah. I just want to say I held a very expensive comic. Very awesome. Thank you.
This is a cool piece. This is an Action Master Tracks. This is one of the European exclusive figures, and this is cool. It's on the European single language cards. The bilingual cards are all messy.
Okay.
But these are real cool. They were tough to find.
I never heard of that guy.
Yeah, they did 4 single carded ones, I think, and then they did 2 larger ones. Tracks, Sideswipe, and somebody else was eluding me at this point. Were the 2 major known characters that they made.
It's very cool.
European Action Masters, and these are just some cool. These are the very late battle beasts called orbs or laser beasts. They only issued a few of them in the US. They did a lot more of them in the UK.
Oh, I do remember these. I do. There was a lion that had a patch over its eye.
Yeah, but those are the regular battle beasts with the rub signs on the chest. These are later laser beasts, they call them, because they have round orbs instead. These are real high numbers.
Oh wow.
So those are kind of cool little things, but I got stuff all over the place. I got tons of video games, original Nintendos and Genesis. And
now, is there a favorite system that from your personal?
I'm a Nintendo guy.
It's the Mario Brothers. Implements the game. Find the secret words. We're working on the drain. Lend the princess a hand in the mushroom land. Turn the action with the brothers. You'll be hooked on the brothers. Now, evil Koopa and his troopers are up to misbehaving. They kidnapped the princess mushroom land. Saving. Abusing and confusing everybody. Discovers they can't help but be hooked on the brothers.
The original Nintendo system, and
so you were Nintendo in the Sega War then, right?
Yeah, yep. Zelda and Mario Brothers and all the stuff that comes with those games.
Yeah,
Mega
you gotta
Man,
love
the
those.
Mega Man series.
The 64 was the best system.
You think 64 is the best?
64 is the best system. PlayStation 2 is a very close second.
I would say Super Nintendo though. I think that's my age saying that though.
Yeah, I mean it depends.
Yeah.
Listen, what video game system you prefer completely depends with what you had growing up.
I agree.
Yeah, it just depends. You know,
I never owned a 64 though, so that kind of shoots that one down.
Yeah.
You never owned a 64?
No.
How much did you play
Oh.
in college?
A lot.
Exactly.
But I had Sega growing up.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you played more. So this is kind of my sample case.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of everything in there. There's some there's a Fort Max, Generation 1 Fort Max.
Yeah, that is nice. They're always nice. Now, what is this? What
That's a
Unicron is
Unicron.
that?
That's
I know they did like several.
First one.
That's the first. So is it the
yeah.
Armada?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some other random
Sharkticon.
Transformer stuff in there. Like a couple of Transformer shelves, a G.I. Joe area, a Masters of the Universe area, some Turtles.
And I thought the sewers were bad.
Some vintage Star Wars, some 12-inch vintage Star Wars.
Turtles are cool.
Kind of just a layout of different stuff in there.
Now, is this your whole stock, or is this just?
Oh
what you
no,
have in store?
I got a ton more stuff. I just unfortunately don't have the space to put a lot of it out.
So you have a lot in storage.
Yeah, well, I have it here. Just in
Oh,
the back,
okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to find out what you had, they could just drop you an email and say, "Hey, do you have?"
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You got a lot of interest. There's King
Voltron.
Zork. What's his name? King
Zarkon.
Yeah, there you go.
The Voltron and Hagar the Witch.
Yeah,
Some
even
Indiana
with the cat.
Jones
Oh,
back
look,
there.
yeah, you got Harrison Ford, Indy, Lone Ranger, E.T. Got a lot of cool things here. You got the Star Wars. Oh my God, I had that bank, dude. Oh my God. Damn, that really just took me back.
You should not have come back.
Took me back, dude.
Brings back a lot of memories.
Wow, I haven't seen that bank since, damn, that long ago.
Yeah.
Wonder if I have it, still have money in it. Probably not. All right, so what's over here? We got.
So we just got some of the newer DC Essential figures. You know, whatever. Every once in a while. I don't generally do a lot with new stuff, but sometimes I get it in. I got some Power Rangers stuff up there.
Yeah, that's pretty hot right now. People
Yeah.
are really into Power Rangers.
Yep.
I never seen any episodes or anything. Everybody gets on my ass about that.
No, yeah.
I guess
First season is watchable-ish. And then kind of just a run of the various video game systems. PlayStation, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, original Nintendo, a Super Scope, GameCubes.
Super Scope. Did you think that worked well?
I never had a Super Nintendo, so I never messed with a Super Scope.
It's kind of like, you remember that Captain Power shit where they give you that
Yep.
stuff in the
Yep, I
videos?
do. Yep.
Yeah, I was an
Never
asshole. I
quite
thought that
worked
I
out
thought
right.
it worked, but
Yeah,
it didn't really
no.
work, you know.
There's a Nintendo and a boxed Atari.
Oh, that Atari is pretty sweet. How much
Yeah.
does something like that go for?
They're about 100 and change in the box.
Now that's the original Atari?
Yeah, that's the original Atari. 2600.
Nice. I had a 7800 and that's it, I think.
52.
Yeah, no, 52.
Yeah, the later systems are a little more difficult, but they're not as popular.
Wow, you got the Rob the Robot
That's
Nintendo.
the deluxe set with Rob the Robot. Yeah,
That's
they only did that
kick-ass.
for 1 year. It's a popular piece, real hard to get.
Very awesome looking. So you got some Yodas.
Some Yodas, some plush modern Star Wars. Like I said, sometimes random stuff just kind of comes in, and some graphic novel, comic book graphic novels,
Yeah, some
10-inchers. So most of the
yes.
video game stuff, again, I have a lot more than what's just lying out here, but that's your, you know, more common games I put out that are more accessible. That's your Nintendo, and then you go to Super Nintendo, and then there's some Genesis, and then there's even some
You got the DS down here, 3DS.
DS, and some Game Boy Advance stuff in the box, some manuals and
That's cool.
game books and whatnot.
Oh, you got like an old turtle book. I remember these.
Yeah.
Visit the Stump Asteroid. Very cool.
All types of random stuff.
And you got, here's your PlayStation
More
and
recent
64.
stuff, yeah. PlayStation and 64, some Xbox, GameCube, Sega CD.
Okay, cool. What is this R2D? What
That's
is
a
that
plush
from?
R2D2 from the 70s, similar to the plush Jawa.
Oh, no shit.
They only did the R2 and Chewbacca in the US, as you
Huh.
can see on that tag. And then in Canada, they did the Jawa as well.
That's really cool.
Well, then the droid does belong to you.
Can't seem to remember ever owning a droid. Very interesting.
Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah.
It was a computer game that was going to be the next coming of the greatest things in the world. It did not work out so well.
Yeah, I had it, and then like my computer sucked, so it didn't run.
Yeah, it needed very high to run on stuff.
Yeah, mine
So
was
PlayStation, some N64, some Wii stuff.
very nice. And what we got over here? We got some more Star Wars. Is this is like a mock displayer?
No, that's the in the 2000s they remade the early bird kit, and that's the reissue from the 2000s. And for the 40th anniversary, they just came out with another similar set that looks it's at least a little bit more different. But
So they keep
did the
coming
same
out?
thing in I think it was 2005. You mailed away for the same 4 figures that came in a mailer box.
So the figures are actually in there.
Yeah, the figures are in the back.
Oh, that's pretty badass. Now, how much does that run?
With the figures, it runs for maybe about 40-50 bucks.
Oh, that's a fair
Yeah, so
price.
this is the figures right here. So.
Very fair price. You got like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer here.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes
Random.
we get all types of random stuff. So,
And
you know,
you
if
got
it comes in. It comes in. Some, a lot of comic books, key issues, golden, silver, bronze, modern, whatever.
you got some Nintendo Simpsons. Oh, I remember this
Yep.
Simpsons bendable finger. That's pretty cool.
Yes, some more modern card Transformers, some 80s and 90s figures.
Oh, Master. How much does this go for?
It's about $75. That was the Walmart exclusive Masterpiece Skyward.
That ain't bad. You have the Thundercracker?
I don't.
Damn, I need the Thundercracker.
Some more Playmate Simpsons stuff, some more Power Rangers, some Playmate Star Trek stuff, some more recent Marvel Legends and other superhero stuff.
Now, what are the hard to get legends? A lot of people are collecting these, and I don't really know. Like,
I mean, it just depends from series to series. They came out with a one-shot Deadpool that wasn't part of any Build-A-Figure, but generally people chase the Build-A-Figures.
oh, because it has this Magneto's arm.
No, that is a Red Skull figure, which is a really stupid-looking Red Skull. So it depends on how good the Build-A-Figure is and what figures are in the assortment. Some old-school Batman animated.
Oh, I remember these.
That's your original Toy Biz Batman from the 1989 movie.
Yeah, from the Keaton movie.
Yep, that stuff was great at the time. And
Just get those wonderful toys.
Do you have the Batmobile?
I do not. I have a Batman animated Batmobile and some of the later animated Batmobiles.
Do you remember the Kenner one? I think, was it Kenner?
Superpowers, yeah.
Yeah, the blue.
Mhm.
That was badass. I seen that go for $3 something.
Yeah, they can get up there in the box.
Yeah, that's what it was in the box.
More modern-ish type stuff, some Toy Biz X-Men stuff, a couple Lord of the Rings, some more Marvel Legends.
What's the turtle stuff? Is that just
Those are
weapons?
just swords, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A couple of Lord of the Rings multi-packs, and then I did a lot of Star Wars, so there's a bunch of just modern Star Wars stuff.
Now, what's your feelings on the Star Wars? A lot of people like.
A lot of strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything. There's no mystical energy field controls my destiny. It's all a lot of simple tricks and nonsense.
Because they're like, everybody and their mother bought them.
Yeah, they're common as hell.
Okay.
They sell for the right price, but they're not the best of sculpts, and they keep making new Star Wars stuff. So,
Right.
it just depends on what you're buying it for and what you like.
Exactly. They're
a
definitely
lot of
not to buy for profit. They're just
no,
like for.
I mean that stuff. There's a ton of it. There's
Yeah.
very few modern Star Wars figures that have any value over $10. I mean, there's a handful of them, and most of the ones that are really more expensive, they're worth $25-$35, and they're mostly really late figures that are really tough to get. So you got 3 different AT-ATs up there, a vintage one, bookended by 2 modern ones, some modern Star Wars stuff behind
So
it.
is this the vintage one?
No, the one in the middle.
The one in the middle is vintage? Okay. They're pretty cool. They're pretty big. I never had
Yeah.
that.
The legacy AT-AT's even bigger than that.
Nice.
Some boxed modern Star Wars vehicles, a couple of vintage Falcons in the box.
And how much do they go for? And
They range in the box $200-$300.
that's pretty cool. Oh, you got the.
Rancor.
Yeah.
vintage Rancor, yeah.
I'm bad with names with everything with people and so yeah.
Some more modernist Star Wars stuff.
That's the original lightsaber though.
Yeah,
Makes noise.
that red thing.
Which one?
That red lightsaber.
Oh, is it?
This is
I
from
love that they don't make that
Jedi.
design anymore.
Yeah, this is up.
Oh my God, I remember that.
So that it's basically the air going through the tip of the saber
Yeah,
and the back of it. So it's basically a wind tunnel.
I had one of those. I haven't seen the newer ones, so they don't do that.
No,
No.
no.
You know, this is kid-made noise and not
That's
electronic
awesome.
crap.
Yeah. So I see you have the rest of Star Wars here, and you got a lot of
12 inch,
comics.
tons of comics.
Tons of comics.
Tons
What's
of comics.
what's the most popular comic line you move?
You know, Spider-Man and Batman, Superman are probably the big three. Deadpool sells well, Wolverine, X-Men. A lot of the more recent DC stuff is okay because of all the shows and stuff.
And you got your expensive ones back here.
Yeah,
I
the
guess.
generally the stuff back there is either really popular stuff or stuff you want to keep visible or stuff that's generally over about 20-25 bucks.
Now, how much does the? Now I see you have this at $25. How much does the original?
The #1 issue,
Yeah.
it can go for anywhere from 20 bucks up to maybe 100.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, it just depends basically on condition.
Yeah, I sold my collection when I moved a few years ago, so I'm kicking myself in the nuts daily about that.
Yeah, most of the issues aren't worth a ton. You know, you can get them in decent condition for, you know, most of them for under $5 an issue. The first issue is a little better, and 80 the last issue are probably the two most expensive ones.
There's #1 Peter Parker's.
Yeah, that's from the 70s.
That's still cool.
Yeah, that's the second major Spider-Man series, and then they did Web of Spider-Man in 1986, which was the third ongoing series before they went and made 1 million Spider-Man titles.
Seems like that would be a good investment.
Yeah, I mean it's a slightly more common book,
Right.
but a lot of that stuff from the late 70s was really highly produced, so it's not quite expensive.
Cool.
But yeah, I do graded comics, ungraded comics, a little bit of Pokemon, a little bit of everything.
This is a Charles Barkley.
That is a Charles Barkley starting lineup. Yep.
Dude, I used to have starting lineups. I had Jordan, Barkley. I
Yeah.
imagine Jordan goes for a lot.
Starting lineups are kind of a dead product line, so they don't sell for quite that much.
Dark Raichu.
Yeah, a little Pokemon here and there.
So what do you got in here? This is
This is
Oh.
just kind of a smalls case. I had at one point some vintage Star Wars part of figures in there. They never got back there after Celebration, but a bunch of Lego minifigures and just a hodgepodge of random kind of 80s toys that got thrown in there.
cool. Oh, I like the Nintendo figures right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you letting me check out your store
Hey, no problem.
and put up your contact information if you want me to.
Yeah, it'd
So
be great.
everybody that sees
Appreciate
the
it.
video can give you a contact. I'll do one last pan. So, a lot of cool things, a lot of rare things. I got to hold a very expensive comic and see some very cool Star Wars shit. So, thanks for everybody for checking out, and I'll see you next time.